Stretch res has finally been removed from Dead by Daylight, and it's been a long time coming. The community has been, kind of an avid hater of stretch res in Dead by Daylight for a while, and the comp scene has been filled with, and I know I hate to say comp scene because I just do not view Dead by Daylight as a competitive game, but the competitive scene and area of Dead by Daylight, a lot of people there do use stretch res, and while some may argue, well, it doesn't really give a competitive advantage, or I just like the way it looks, the devs have confirmed in their own patch notes, yeah, we removed it to avoid players being able to have an unfair advantage. That is their own words. We saw this happen in other games, such as Fortnite, where they removed stretch res entirely, and of course, they didn't give an FOV slider as well. And we kind of saw this as soon as they partnered with behavior and allowed Dead by Daylight to be on the Epic Games Store. We're like, okay, we might have a stretch res removal at some point because they did that. And look where we are now. As of yesterday, stretch res is now gone from Dead by Daylight, and I think it's gone for good. Valorant has also done this approach where when you try to stretch your game, it basically only stretches your HUD. It doesn't stretch the game at all. It's just the HUD. And I've seen some pictures of people trying to do stretch on DBD as well. It stretches the game, but it makes big black bars on the top and bottom. And some people have been trying to figure out a way to remove the black bars. So we might need a fix, a hot fix for this as well to make sure nobody can do it. I will say, yeah, it obviously gives an advantage. If you can see a good bit more over loops, why would you want to make your game look so bad just for a tiny advantage? And there's the argument of, oh well, I just like the way it looks or and whatnot, which is one of the more memed on explanations. I will say there are some people who used it to genuinely make their game run better when the game is not optimized properly. When you get into the range of it being 1 by 1, 1080 by 1080, or just crazy stretch like that, then yeah, you're getting an advantage. But if you're doing really minor stretch res just for performance issues, there's not a really big deal with that. But again, it goes without saying, why do people have to stretch their res in the first place to have their game run normally? Kudos to behavior. They finally removed stretch res, and a big reason why I'm happy about it being gone is so people can stop arguing about it. It is one of the most annoying topics in the Dead by Daylight community, where you constantly get asked, what do you think of stretch res? Is stretch res cheating? And then the moment you say, I do think stretch res is cheating and it does give an unfair advantage, you just get flocks of people coming to defend their beloved stretch res, and it just becomes an all-out fight, and it's just really annoying. And I'm happy that they're finally removing it so we can stop talking about it. I've been very open about my dislike of stretch res. I've never liked it. I always think it looks really bad, and I think the argument of, oh well, it just looks good, is really stupid. But then there's the argument of, well, you have a more expensive headset and I only have a $10 headset, or my laptop screen is 1300 by 720 or whatever stretch compared to your 1440 monitor. So you're cheating because you have a more expensive piece of equipment that I can't have, and it helps your sound quality or your visual quality when playing. I just don't agree with that argument at all. Just because I have a decent headset or a decent monitor does not make it cheating because someone with a laptop can't afford a monitor. This is the same argument with using crosshairs in Dead by Daylight, an overlay on your screen to help with Huntress hatchets or Deathslinger aim. And again, I also think that's just kind of silly. I don't really think you need crosshairs to do well in DBD. It's just unnecessary. I have seen a lot of discussion in the comp community being oh, they're removing stretch res, and some people outside and inside of that community are kind of well, how do I play the game now? I'm so used to it being stretched. Well, I mean, probably should have been using it in the first place. It really won't take that long. I think it's just copium to be well, now I can't play the game, Now I can't play the game. I've been playing on stretch res for so long that now I can't play it on native. I think you should just play it at native, get used to it. It's like swapping from controller to keyboard and mouse. It's gonna feel different, but you'll get used to it at some point. I'm happy that they're removing stretch res. It's a good change. It shouldn't have been there in the first place. But it was kind of funny doing wide rapid stuff on stream, for example, and just messing around with my camera and whatnot. And those type of moments that I did with my community, I will miss. But, you know, I am very glad that they're removing it. That's my take on the whole stretch res thing. I do hope it's gone for good so we can stop talking about it. But who knows? Maybe people will find a way around the black bar situation. I hope they don't. But good patch behavior. You actually fixed Nurse as well. She feels extremely clean and smooth. Doesn't feel buggy at all. So good job on this patch. It actually came out pretty well. And yeah, see you in the next one.